Hi, and welcome back to the Plant-Based Quick Cooking Show. Every week, we bring you a new recipe or a tip or a trick or help you gain a new skill. And when we offer recipes, they're always 7 ingredients or less in 30 minutes or less. That's quick. And of course, every week, we're coming to you from the Center for Plant-Based Living here in St. Louis, Missouri. We were so excited to open in August, and we were so bummed we had to close in March because of this whole COVID thing, but we're opening back up really soon. And you can find us virtually as well, so you can take classes and programs virtually. Okay, let's get the show on the road. This week, as promised, we are making kebabs, tofu pineapple kebabs. They are perfect for summer. They are perfect for your small gatherings that we are sort of allowed to have. And by the way, they're great for social distancing. I know that sounds weird, but they are. Stick with me. Let's do this. Okay, first we need tofu. And I like to use this super firm regular tofu. It does not matter what brand you pick up, what store you go to, but if you can find this super firm, ultra firm, whatever, brick of a tofu, right? This is the one you want to get. And I also like to get, you can tell that this is a vacuum pack, or it's vacuum sealed, so it's not sloshing around in a whole lot of water like some of those are. And if that's all you can find, that's okay, no big deal. But if you can find these super firm vacuum packed tofus, that's really ideal. And let's go ahead and open this sucker up. Grab your fancy kitchen shears, scissors, and open it up over a bowl or over your sink, whatever. Any way you can open this up, it's up to you. Okay, and I'm using gloves because I'm going to be getting a little messy with our breading. Okay. Now, grab, after you have emptied that and drained your water, go ahead and just grab a clean kitchen towel. And I don't usually press my tofu. I don't make a big deal about getting all the water out. So I'll just find a kitchen towel, wrap it up a little bit, kind of give it a good, not too hard because you don't want to break it down, but just give it a good squeeze to get most of that water out of it. We'll let that sit for just a couple of minutes while we put together our coating. Okay, now we'll put that off to the side. We have a bowl, and I have this mesh strainer because I found that the cornstarch, or you could use arrowroot powder, that's totally fine, sometimes gets a little cakey, and it could just be the weather. Who knows? But if it gets cakey and it gets clumpy, and then you have that clump of cornstarch on your tofu, ew, no. So measure it out and put your strainer or your mesh strainer over a bowl, and we're just going to do. I'm going to do one really heavy tablespoon of cornstarch. And then 2 teaspoons of curry powder. You can put everything in there together, totally fine. And I'll add my salt and pepper later. And then just give it a couple shakes. And everything is really, all your ingredients are really nice and fine then. And I'm gonna put in just a little bit of salt, just a little. And some pepper. This salt and pepper is totally up to you. Mix it around. Okay. And at times I've found that I needed a little bit more when I was doing this, so just add more ingredients, more of the coating as you see fit. I put this over here. We've got a nice dry block of tofu. Now your knife, I like to do this. It's very important to hold your knife correctly because it's important that you have control over your knife. This is a mean little sucker, you want to use it correctly. And you do not want to hold it like this. You do not want to hold it like this. This finger is not that strong. And I know this is only tofu, but when you're doing carrots, So, not like this, not like this. Rather like this. Grab the bottom of the blade, pinch the bottom of the blade, and wrap your hand around the rest of that handle. Now you have control. You can feel like you really own this, right? Good. Now you can cut your tofu any way you like. We're going to be skewering this up, so we're going to put it on, we're going to make shish kebabs. We're going to make kebabs out of it. But if you don't want to do kebabs, that's okay. Just cut it any way you like. But then it won't be socially distant approved. I know, you're very curious, aren't you? Down the middle. And then we're going to go horizontally again. Twice. Now, like maybe they're a 3/4 of an inch. You should get about 16 good sized blocks in there. I'm going to add the blocks of tofu to our bowl. And I'm just going to add a couple, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, I'm getting more than 16. Just a few blocks at a time. And just really get in there. If you can toss like a bad mamma jammer, then do it. I can't really do that. I mean, I guess I could if I wasn't, doing this whole on camera thing, but that's when the mistakes happen. Okay, we have some really nice coated tofu. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper and add those little dudes. Be sure that you have your oven preheated to 400 degrees convection, 425 degrees regular. You could also do these in the air fryer. I just have not tried to do that yet. If you did an air fryer, you might want to start, you could probably just do 400 degrees in your air fryer. I would start, probably just do 10 minutes. That might be good, and then just see how far along everything is crisping up. So then we would just, keep doing that, repeat until we get a full pan. Now, we would put this right in the oven for about 20 minutes. And the magic of TV, I have one ready for you. Did these earlier, and they came out beautifully. They've got just a little bit of crisp on them, and they're nice. And I mean, this is a really, really firm tofu, so it's not super soft on the inside. And play with your, after I just said all that business about the ultra firm tofu, it's just my preference. If you want to get a medium or, maybe just a firm tofu, give that a try too. It might be a little bit, will be a little bit softer on the inside. But I like these really firm pieces of tofu, and they're just, they're so pretty, and it's nice crispness on the outside. Okay, now, what we're also going to do, and just to have on the side, is some garnish. And I like to use, if you have any available, if you have a garden where you're growing basil, or you can go to your neighbor's house and take it, or pick it up from the store. We have this at the shop, just a regular sweet basil and some purple basil. And all I do is just julienne it, roll it and do some nice slivers. I rolled it all up together. That's beautiful. Smells great. Okay, put that off to the side. Now, if you just want to get like that fresh cut pineapple at the store, or a whole pineapple, whatever you want to do, cut it into, little chunks, if you will, and grab some skewers. These are just from the grocery store, or if you have a kitchen store around. They're just real simple little guys. When I posted this recipe a couple of weeks ago, I think it was on Instagram, somebody said, oh my gosh, you should grill the pineapple also. Well, duh, of course you should grill the pineapple. It's not part of this recipe, but I think it's a wonderful suggestion. So you could grill your pineapple as well. Now all I'm going to do is simply add the pineapple. You guessed it, tofu, pineapple, and tofu. You can make these just like little babies. You can just do one of each, doesn't really matter. Let's do one more. You can do big long ones, so they can be appetizers or they can be full meals. You can even cut your skewers if you're making little ones, so that you don't have like all of this wood and then and just like a little bit of food on there. Okay, so super cute already. Now what we're gonna do, and this is how I like to serve it. Remember that easy peanut sauce? We're putting it to use. Grab a platter. Grab your kebabs. And grab your peanut sauce. And I like to just put it into a measuring cup just because it has a spout. Then just simply, this is the reason it's social distance approved, because if you go ahead and dress your kebabs right now, then people don't have to hang around and look for sauce or do anything. Then add your greens, your herbs, and really whatever you have in your garden is going to be great. Oh my gosh, delightful. Put a little more purple. And then that is it. So people can go to the table, pick it up, leave, and be there 6 feet apart that they should be, that we all should be right now. And that's how you do these easy tofu pineapple kebabs. Now, if you don't want to cook anything, grill anything, you can go and get these great pre-marinated little blocks of tofu. And they're not going to be, I mean, the texture is going to be a little bit different because there's not going to be a crunchiness on the outside. And the flavor, whatever. You're not going to get a whole lot of flavor from these. And you're not going to get a ton of flavor from these as well. Because obviously most of the tofu, it's just on the outside where the flavor is. But it's about the marrying of all the flavors. So the beautiful everyday peanut sauce and the nice freshness of the pineapple coming together with the tofu, and of course the herbs as well. So, but if this works for you and you don't feel like turning on your oven or grilling anything up, and it's getting pretty hot here in St. Louis, this is the end of May, so no, June. So this might be a better option. I think it will be for us later on this summer. All right, another episode in the can, as they say. Do they say that? That was less than 7 ingredients. That was definitely less than 30 minutes. And I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next week for another episode on Tuesday, every Tuesday. See you then. Take good care.